Hello everybody and welcome back to Blood Bowl 3. It's most of the way through Season 2, and by most of the way I mean genuinely most of the way through. I haven't even made a team for this season, and I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm going to get as a team. I've only made one decision, and that's my team's going to have Skaven in it. So, in order to give all of the options that have Skaven in them, I'm going to need this. So I'll grab the Blood Pass. Okay. And now I've got 50 levels of grinding to do. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of matches. But I'm going to do it. Now, the first major thing that I'm going to have to worry about is what my team is. Because the Underworld Denizens, of course, are the new team. And I cannot use these anymore. They're retired. Bluelight's Misfits are now a retired team after 37 games. Now, Underworld Denizens are a nice mix of goblins and Skaven, so it has a somewhat decent chance of being a very mixed team, if not slightly scary to be stuck with somewhat fragile players across the board. Underworld teams, big consumers of warpstone infusions and mushrooms from the remotest parts, welcome goblins, Skaven, trolls, rat ogres, and snotlings. These outcasts take their revenge by humiliating the richest teams. Yes, they are essentially scum. That is all they are, that is all they be, that is all they can do. There's a nice mix of positionals and a very different game plan with these guys. So first and foremost, they are adaptable, access to the swarming skill. I don't even know what the swarming skill is. Players are frail and a high cluster team rerolls. I'm guessing the big guys will have Loner, so that makes them a risk. Again, the other option, of course, that is not just Skaven, is, well, the Chaos Renegades. I can go with the Chaos Renegades, create another Chaos Renegade squad, much in the same vein as my first, with a different approach to how the game is played to what I went with last season, refining the Chaos Renegade approach and making perhaps a less bash-oriented version and a more pass-oriented version. This was something I toyed with quite some time last time because I found it to be quite the unexpected flip of the switch, and it provided some rather interesting, exciting, and unpredictable plays. It also bit me a fair few times though, so it's not exactly like it's infallible. However, it is a great way to play the game in an unconventional way that I found enjoyable. So it does yield some almost pull towards this team and reforming a new team around the Chaos Renegades. And lastly, of course, is the Skaven team. A team with positionals, a team with power, and a team with the best movement you can physically get in Blood Bowl, which is of course in the form of the Gutter Runners. So it's very difficult to decide on what is best for my team, because I want Skaven in my team. The Skaven was the shining star player of last season. Oakless was the be-all and end-all of my team. The star ball carrier, the best tackler, and the definite leader of the team. So I want to kind of encapsulate his memory by giving his kinfolk the chance to shine. Skaven would be a good option, but again, it comes down to being quite brittle, and of course maintaining an experienced team is a real challenge. However, I do get good mobility, good hiring costs, and access to mutation skills that were very good on the Chaos Renegades team. But on the flip side, I get access to mutation skills here and here as well. So it doesn't matter which team I go with, any and all Skaven have the access to mutation skills. It changes the way that you play quite a lot, and it can make for some very interesting plays. Now, I don't know if I want to get, involved in building this team, because I have Strength 1 players, Strength 2 players, Strength 3 players, and Strength 5 players. It's a very eclectic mix with an easy chance to slip up and create openings you do not mean to. However, just because the 1 Strength players, the little snotlings, are the weakest little fellas on the planet does not mean that they are useless. They will start with titchy and dodge, meaning they are very, very hard to tackle, excellent ball carriers, and also really hard to knock down because of their annoying ability to stay stood up. So it's not like they're without their drawbacks, but it's not like they're without their perks too. The Chaos Renegades are very much average across the board. It's 3 strength across the board, with increased armor, increased movement, generally average stats across the board, but the ability to pass the ball to other players, and the ability to catch the ball with a higher agility, and then just bonk the big squad at the back. The only problem I found with this is rerolls. Loner on all of them meant that rerolls were scary. And then Skaven, well, it could be a good challenge. I'm feeling a pull towards one team out of the 3 here. Because Skaven tend to either do really well or really badly, and a lot of people play this game bashy. Last season was a very bashy meta. The 2 main teams I went up against were pretty much orcs and dwarves. There was no real presence of Skaven, no real presence of Elven Union. Hell, there was quite a limited presence of Nurgle, and I don't even think I went up against Imperial Nobility even once. So, who do I go with? The new team? Sure as hell would get me more views, probably. But I'm not all about that. I'm about enjoying the game of Blood Bowl. Skaven would be a fun, different way to play and would challenge me to modify the way that I play. Chaos Renegades would offer me the opportunity of refinement and improvement. I think Chaos Renegades for a 2nd season runner. No, I'm not going to go with ragtags. The Misfits was a good option for before because of animosity. What can I call them now? I think I've got it. I'm gonna go with this. Oh, and hell, I'm gonna go with this manual. Because I want to be able to build my own team. I don't like when the game decides what your team is. Now, I have a different way of building this team this time. You see, they have to throw teammate, don't they? Yeah. two of them do? That's a lot of money to throw down immediately. As is this. But this is even more. See, I'm gonna need everything of this to keep my team running. But the big question is, can I afford everything I need? Because I've got, what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, yeah? I need 4 more. 5 more to get a full squad. This is very, very rough. But even then, if I do that, I can't even afford him. How the hell did I build this team initially when I built them before? I must have only built them with a single reroll to be able to do that instead of... No. 2 rerolls. That's how I built them before. I'm not overly keen on doing it this time. But 55,000 could get me a reserve. It's difficult to challenge this plan. There's 11 players. Could start with a reserve. Could also build dedicated fans for more money off the bat to... That may be the play to start with here. But I'm not a fan of it. Because of having him, I lose out on 5,000. I can either get rid of the Dark Elf and not have a Dark Elf, cutting down on costs a little more, and giving me a bit more flexibility to add one of each to this, or I can not, and then leave it at 995. It's a tricky one to build, this team. Suffice to say, you want 2 big guys and the Orc to back up the, you know, sturdiness of your scrimmage line. You want the Skaven for mobility, you want the Dark Elf for catching, you want the Thrower for passing. It's... If I'm wanting to build a passing team... You also have dodge, though. What's to stop me doing that and playing exceptionally positionally? I'm going to play really positionally, and I'm going to do that. This is a super positionals team. Every role is a key role bar the linemen, and the linemen play their roles. I need to be very selective where I place them. I also need to be very careful how I plan. So that's the purchasing phase done. It took less time than last time because I already have experience managing a team like this. So, that's everything done there. Now, we have the stadiums. Well, I have all the pitches in the world to pick, but I don't have the one I would want. So, where are we going to play for this team? I'm honestly happy with a human pitch for now. The grandstands, I only have the city grandstands. And the dugouts, well, I can change that around to lizard men if I wish, but I do not. So as for now, that stays as it is. Coach-wise, I think I'm going to go with Varag again. He fits the teams for this. The ball. Let's go with a brutal ball. Dice. I do like the clean dice, I'll be honest. The brutal dice set. See, if they weren't as rusty, they'd be fine. But the fact they're not clean irks me somewhat for some reason. I just don't like the look of them. cheerleaders wise, I've got either human cheerleaders, lizard men, orcs, or the brutal cheerleaders, which I'm going to use because, you know, brutal cheerleaders, best cheerleaders. The strip. Now, this is where things are going to get interesting because my last team used a very specific emblem. Now, well, now I need to find one that pays homage to violence but also passing. The Star of Fatality. Let's see. Dark Priest of Blood Bowl. A Dragon Shield. Mark of the Serpent. Dwarven emblems. Nurgle emblems. Skaven emblems. I do have to wonder where the emblem is that I unlocked from last season, because I didn't notice it in here. It wouldn't be a bad choice to run with the new team, at least. I don't know what I'm going to use here. I've finally settled on it. I'm gonna go with this. A patterned strip. Zebra patterning on the strip. Now let's make it count, because I'm gonna make this strip a bit special. Thousand Suns blue, staggered on scale blue. I need this to be lighter then, don't I? Now there's the kind of strip that I can get behind. The elf looks decent, the goblin has a good colour scheme, the lineman actually look good, the thrower looks good, the orc looks good. The Skaven, well, the Skaven doesn't get much of an input at all now, does he? The Minotaur actually looks menacing. The Ogre, well, looks good. The Rat Ogre, yeah, okay, decent. And then, of course, the Troll, which, yeah, the Troll looks good. I think I'm sticking with that for now. We can always reinvigorate the strip later on. So, I think that's all for customization for the time being. Now it's just having a look at how I've done this, because I am going to need to probably shuffle these around quite some. So, first and foremost, I've got my boy up front. Haith Louis, the Fuel. That kind of rhymes, so I like it. Augustin Viper. I think I will move you down where the renegade Skaven is. Bist the Clown. We shall see. Pirate of Salzenburg. Mug. You are not going to be the bullied one, unlike my last. Lineman. Big guy. Green Twilight. I think I have what I need here. Methraton, Theobald, the Dimwit. Warren Carnage. Or Warren Carnage. I kind of like that, because it's like just... It actually plays well into like Warren Carnage, basically. Which I dare say is probably going to be how I refer to that player most of the time. And, Walklin Old Branch. Well, we have my boys. My squad of 11. Now the formation. This is going to be quite something, isn't it? So, first, Dark Elf, Skaven at the back, no. Renegade Orc, Human Thrower is position 4. Position 4, there, position 2. There, position... You're up front. You are like there. What's this? Defense or offense? This is offense. So yes, this works nicely. Okay. Get the linemen pulled back, please. Get the big guys. Right, I want the ogre there. Actually, no, I want the ogre there. I want you there. And then you're a lineman. You there. Lineman. What have I got in terms of positionals here? Patrol. So wait, what are you? You're a lineman. Yeah, swap them out. 6. You're a lineman. 7. You're a lineman. 5. You're the gobble. Pull back 1. Pull back 1. Pull back 1. Pull back 1. Right. 8. You're a lineman. Swap out. I think that's how I'm going to go with this. It's a risk, but it works. Standard naming practices do continue here. Defensive. Okay, and the defensive formation, well, this is going to be something a little bit different, I feel. So we've got the ogre. We've got a lineman, we've got another lineman, and we have the troll. On defense, this is how I'm going to play it. I wish to have my orc, who is position 5, yes? No, position 3, in fact. You, up front. Lineman, there, and here. Get the thrower back. Get the Skaven up there. Get the elf here. Goblin, my boy, the gobble. Get the gobble there, move him in 1. I think that might be a good option. It's a little more defensive, not overly aggressive. Why am I going with a more pulled back strategy? I feel that in the last season, most of the time when my line of scrimmage was up, they were able to just force through it and I wasn't able to do much with it. In fact, I think I'll play that as the option here. Because that actually gives me a bit more of a wider spread, protecting some of my weaker players and keeping me in the loop. That works nicely. Okay, so I have formations, I have strats, I have a team. I just haven't named any of them because none of them have earned a nickname yet. These are all brand new rookies. They are nothing. Let's see what I can make of them. Blue the Ballista. That sounds like he sneezes and like fires snot miles. Ogre the Dazzler. Ogre. Really, that's his name? Ogre. Okay, Ogre the Ogre. I don't want to change any of these. They've all got decent names for the moment. They will get names as they go and things will change. It's just how it works. Titles are earned, not given. And that sums up the team. I will see you all in the first match they play. For this team, well, let's just hope that the season goes better than my last, huh? See you around.